I'm going to tell you about the building blocks of the Good Coach app, some concepts that will help you to create perfect workout plans within seconds. It's important to understand these concepts at the beginning of your journey. If you are already a coach using the Good Coach app, it could improve your work, help you create everything better, faster, and let you reuse existing objects. At the beginning, the app should know what kind of coach you are. In your preferences, there is information about the sports you train. In most cases, these sport types are connected to Garmin sport types, so you can select one. Let's say you are a running coach, so you should select this running here. It will help later in creating statistics and summarizing weeks or months, and show you how much work is done in a specific period of time in your main sport type. Here we have already defined running, but we can define more as well. So, for example, if you are a running and cycling coach, you can choose more. But let's, for the beginning, stay with one. Of course, this is the general preference for my account, or, if it were a club, for my club. But you can also define sport types on the level of specific athletes. When I go to my athlete, I can check their preferences, and we also have a sport type input. So if it's empty, we assume that this athlete uses your as a coach sport types. But if we want to make something specific, and let's say I'm a running sport coach, but here for this athlete, I would like to define that he's running and cycling. We can also leave it empty. Let's leave it empty for now. So these are sport types. Now the app knows what kind of sport you are coaching. Now we can go to activity types. And these activity types are a very important concept you should understand. Basically, these are a kind of categories of training. As you can see here, we can define multiple types of workouts. Let's add something, for example, long run. You can add some description. It will be for yourself, whatever you want. Maybe a general purpose and the benefits of this activity type. It shouldn't be too specific, since this is only a general category that will be made more specific later. At the beginning, we should know which workouts will be basically long runs, or steady runs or intervals. We should also select a sport type here. It's very important at this stage, so we can connect all the workout plans having this activity type to this particular sport type. It's also crucial for exporting workouts to sports watches. We can also define colour. You can do it if you like colours in the calendar. Let's make it blue. We can also override the sport type here. If, for example, we are adding some activity that is in our main sport type, but we don't want to include it in the training durations, distances, and simply statistics. So, let's say that your athlete is training for triathlon, and you want all cycling workouts to be categorized as important for the triathlon trainings. But there will be some activities imported from watch, from Garmin, for example, that are not quite connected to the training and are not giving any benefits. So let's say I can add something like that, and it will be cycling. Let's say that cycling was defined as the main sport type, but I can override this setting here. It's a more advanced setting. In most cases, leaving the default is enough. But yeah, we can have something like that. A family ride, which is cycling, but shouldn't be considered as a main sport type. It will not be included in some training-related reports. And I can add more types of activities, let's say intervals, steady running, and marathon pace running. Here, it's not connected with any more details. However, you can, of course, add the description, something that describes what this training type means for you. It's not copied to the work plan. It's visible only to you. Names of activity types, however, will be visible on the calendar. So when we have created something like these types of activities, we can go to the athlete calendar and start adding workouts. And here, when adding a workout plan, we have to select the activity type. The sport type from the activity type will be sent to the athlete watch integration. So selecting the correct activity with the correct sport type is important here. On this level, I can write more about what kind of sprints these are. So here I have sprints, this type of sprint. I can copy these sprints and make them another day. It will be 8 sprints. All right? This can be sprints on hills or flat sprints. They will vary, but they will always be categorized as a sprint. So here, for example, we will see the total planned duration of sprints. So sprints are only the category. We can go further and create a template from these sprints. You can do it directly in the calendar when you create a workout plan, or you can go to templates and create something from scratch. Similar to what we did on the calendar. Let's take these sprints from here. Okay, so it's saved. Now you can quickly enter something from templates. But when we go to templates, we will see our first template with sprints. And now we can create more specific workouts that you can reuse later. So we can start from a shorter distance, for example. I can add something like that. Here we can add more hills to these sprints. We can, of course, design intervals and give some structure to this workout. And here, as we can see, all sprint templates are grouped by activity type and sport type. So now we can go to the calendar and, instead of entering all workouts by hand, quickly insert our sprints from prepared templates. It's much faster. So that's it. The purpose of this movie was just to make you aware of sport types, activity types, and templates. It's very helpful to define your workout categories at the beginning of coaching with the Good Coach app. But if you haven't done this yet, you can do it later as well, just for your convenience, to be able to create workouts more easily and quickly. Or just to see these workouts on your calendar in a different colours maybe. To see more clearly some summaries of specific category types. And also to be able, regarding sport types, to use this main and non-main concept in reports here.